Hello, everyone, and welcome. In this explainer, we are going to tackle one of the most important skills you'll learn in systems analysis, writing effective use cases. Now, I've seen in my classes that getting this right from the start, is the difference between building software that people just put up with and building software that they absolutely love. So today, we're going to break it all down and make it super clear.
So let's start with the big question, right? How do you design a system that people will actually use and, better yet, enjoy using? Well, the secret is that it all begins with understanding the user's point of view. You just can't build the right tool if you're only guessing what they need.
And the answer is actually pretty simple. It all boils down to one thing: understanding their goals. Before you even think about code or diagrams, you have to know what your users are trying to accomplish. Their goals are literally the blueprint for everything you're about to build. So, here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with why use cases are so important. Then, we'll get practical and find your system's actors, turn their goals into use cases, and of course, learn how to write them. We'll also cover some common mistakes and then tie it all together to show you how this leads right into your process diagrams. Okay, let's dive right in. First up, why do use cases even matter? Well, think of them as the foundational blueprint for your entire system. They make sure that what you design is actually what the user needs. So what is a use case, really? The best way to think about it is as a story. It's a simple little story that describes one specific interaction from the user's point of view. It's all about them achieving one single goal. And this is where the magic happens. Use cases are the bridge that connects the user's world, what they want, what they need, to the developer's world of technical requirements. They make sure we're all speaking the same language so we build the right thing. All right, so we get why they matter. But how do we actually start? Well, our first practical step is to find the key players in our story. In the world of systems analysis, we call these players actors. Now, when you hear the word actor, you probably think of a person, right? But in our world, it's a little broader than that. An actor can be a person, sure, like a customer or a manager, but it can also be another system, like an external inventory system that ours needs to talk to. So, where do you find these actors? It's easy. Just grab your assignment description or your project notes. You're basically going on a treasure hunt for nouns. Read through it sentence by sentence and look for any person, any role, or any other system that's part of the action. And look what happens when you start highlighting those nouns. See? They just pop right off the page. In a sentence like this, it becomes instantly clear that our actors are the customer, the manager, and that inventory system. Okay, so we've got our cast of characters, our actors. What's next? Well, we need to figure out their motivation. What are they trying to do with our system? This is where their goals become our use cases. And honestly, this one simple question is the key to everything. For every single actor you found, just ask, what is their main goal here? Put yourself in their shoes. If you're the customer, what are you trying to do? Well, you want to submit an order. That's a goal. And each one of those goals becomes a use case. Now, this next part is a rule I really want you to remember because it's a game changer. Always, always, always name your use cases with a verb-noun structure. It's not just reports. What are you doing with them? You're generating reports. It's not application, it's submit application. This simple format forces you to think in terms of action and makes everything so much clearer. All right, it's time to put pen to paper, so to speak. Let's look at how we take these ideas and structure them into the formal document that actually describes the use case. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You see this big table with all these boxes, and it looks a little intimidating, right? Don't worry, it's way simpler than it looks. Every single piece has a simple, logical purpose, and we're going to break it down together. See? Let's just fill in the blanks. The use case name? That's our awesome verb-noun goal we just talked about. Primary actor? We already found them. The trigger is just the event that kicks the whole thing off. The inputs are what the user gives the system, and the outputs are what the system gives back. It's that simple. And a key tip? For the steps, focus on the what, not the how. We don't care how the system validates the credit card yet, just that it does. All right, let's talk about some common mistakes I see year after year in student projects. If you can just sidestep these simple pitfalls, I promise you'll be way ahead of the game. Remember what I said about the verb-noun rule? This is exactly why it's so critical. Look at the difference here. Application or reports? What does that even mean? It tells me nothing. But submit application or generate report, Now I know exactly what's supposed to happen. It's active, it's clear, it's perfect.
Here are a few more quick tips to keep in your back pocket. First, don't make your use cases huge. Managed system isn't a use case, that's the whole job. Second, don't get lost in the technical weeds. We don't need to know about blue buttons or drop-down menus. A big one goal per use case. Keep it focused. And finally, make sure that trigger is crystal clear. What event actually starts this whole interaction? Okay, last section. And this is where it all comes together, because I really want you to see that writing use cases isn't just some isolated exercise you have to do. It's the essential foundation for everything that comes next, especially your process models.
Think of it like this. Your use case is the recipe, and your data flow diagram, or DFD, is the cake. You've already done the hard work. You've gathered all the ingredients, the actors, the goals, the inputs, the outputs. Seriously, if you do a good job on the use case, the DFD almost draws itself.
And check this out. It's a direct one-to-one translation. Your actor, boom, that becomes an external entity, the square on your DFD. Your use case name, that's your process, the circle. And your major inputs and outputs, those are the arrows showing the data flows. It's like a perfect little map from your table to your diagram.
So I'll leave you with this challenge. Go grab your project description, find just one actor, figure out their number one goal, and just try to write that first use case. Once you do one, the rest will start to click into place, and you'll be well on your way to designing a truly fantastic, user-focused system.